Hey everybody, it's Katrina, the owner of COSMarketingAgency here. And today we are going to go through how to do post copywriting for social media. We use SocialPilot for all of our post scheduling, and this helps with data management. So we're going to show you how to do post copywriting inside of SocialPilot, but please note that this tutorial is relevant for other platforms as well. We're going to go through and look at some stuff that we're doing on screen, and here and there I'm going to pop in and explain some things to you, kind of give you an idea as to the what, when, where, and why of the copywriting. Design is super important to your post, but copywriting is just as important to attract attention and to get the algorithms to notice you. So do not skip out on this tutorial. Alrighty, let's get started with the post copy tutorial. So once again, we do our post scheduling in SocialPilot. Using their AI, I set up a prompt ahead of time just to give it an idea as to what I wanted to post and what kind of tone to convey and all that good stuff. It's obviously going to depend greatly based on the type of client. This one is an HR company that we work with, so the verbiage is going to be very much geared towards small businesses, people who want an in-house HR company without a high price tag. It's a little bit similar to how we do things at our marketing company, except this covers you for all of your HR needs, and they also have career services for job seekers as well. So as you can see here, every single time I schedule a post, I'm also noting it in a document on Google Drive. Now, if I'm plugging this into SocialPilot or any other post scheduling software for that matter, it's going to keep a log of everything that I post and when. That's not why I do it. I have it as a backup and as an easy way to send to the client and other people on my teams. As you can see here, when you drop in a post, it's going to be, a couple seconds for it to load. I always like to make sure that I wait until the post is fully loaded before I start playing around with things and optimizing it. As you can see here, when you drop in a link, it's going to look like a long name with drive.google.com in there. If you hover over it, it gives you the ability to change the name to the actual file, which makes it a heck of a lot easier. When you're making posts as well, you want to be mindful of the thumbnail on the post. You can kind of just leave it in there as is if it looks good, but I like to go to a particular part of the video where the thumbnail is going to look the best. I'm making sure that I do it as a shareable link. So that way, if the client goes to it and wants to see it in Google Drive, they have access to it, and I don't have to worry about granting them access for every single post. So if you're sending documents to and from somebody on Google Drive, just a pro tip, give them editor access if it's something that they're going to look at frequently. If it's a client business situation, if this is somebody that you just want them to look at your portfolio and they're not a client yet, obviously make that a viewable link and not an editor link. It's easier for me to know what accounts pertain to what people at a glance. I would say organization is key when it comes to post scheduling. Reel post scheduling here. Now, reels are vertical videos. On YouTube, they are called shorts. So in case you are confused on the name, reels are short form vertical videos. They are by far the most popular kind of content overall. The short form video is an absolute must, especially if you got a small business. You got to compete with the short form video. So once again, we're tracking everything. We're putting the actual file into a Google Drive document, which connects to a digital copy of the short. Then we are scheduling it inside of SocialPilot, and it has a record of everything there. So it's just another way to track things and to send things among our team. Time, it has become a little bit faster and more efficient to find the right kind of copy for them. But that might not be the case if you're just starting out and trying to pick this up. So keep in mind, you gotta train this software to do things for you. And the day and the time that you're seeing me going through it, and picking out a day and time very quickly. That's all set up ahead of time in terms of our strategy. We know if posts are going to go out in the afternoon, evening, what days, what times, everything. So that is mostly tracked in Google Drive documents. We have internal team documents to help with some of that research with the timing. Planning is what helps make all this much easier, much efficient, and it builds a roadmap of where you're at and where you're going. If you're not planning, this is going to be exceedingly more difficult. I'm just going to tell you that. I always have their website open, not just to help me get some verbiage from their site and maybe drop in a link where the AI can look at it. That's, obviously very important to do. But also I want to be in the mindset of the client, of the business that I'm working with. The more copy than you need. I actually prefer to work with more copy than I need, because for me personally, it's easier to trim down than to add more information. You might find the opposite is true with you, but I think by and large, that's typically how it goes. And you're gonna have certain platforms like LinkedIn, for example, where you can afford to be a little bit more wordy. You have to think about the copy in terms of the audience you have going, or you're mostly doing social media. You cannot afford to miss out on these little details. I'm just telling you guys right now. Adding an outside link to any social media post usually lowers the amount of traffic and awareness, but your typical business is not posting every day. I mean, you're seeing the businesses that post every day because they're considered more relevant to the algorithms, but you're talking about there's millions of businesses out there. A small amount are actually posting all the time, like they should be. And here we go. Yep. Adding everything scheduled. We're on the photo post now. Photo posts are still relevant. Again, it just depends on the type of industry and the type of content. But like what I was saying regarding the links, adding a link to a post was traditionally thought of as not great for the algorithms, and I think by and large is not the best way to attract attention from the algorithms if you didn't do these other things that we were talking about. But we're optimizing each of the posts, and we're focused heavily on the design and the creative, making that stand out using the right verbiage in the post. So I think it's absolutely fine. And the algorithms have been used to outside links for so long that it really doesn't make the type of difference with the post distribution as it used to anyway. These sites know that we are ultimately, for the most part, trying to use our posts to sell products and services. We are not just advertising what we're doing for the fun of it. I mean, there are people out there that just like to post about their lives for no good reason, but we are talking to small business owners who are advertising maybe to other small businesses or people who may potentially buy their products. So you want to include that link there, and the link obviously should pertain to the subject matter of the post. You want apples to apples. Are you advertising a HR service, but you have some cleaning company on the side? Don't mix the two. Keep it consistent, keep the subject matter consistent. And the link you go to, it needs to make sense. It needs to make sense to your audience. A confused prospect is a prospect that will more than likely not buy. That's just how that goes. All right, so we are getting towards the end of the tutorial here. A lot of this is just, again, repetition, guys. If you want me to talk about any more regarding post copywriting or maybe post editing, keywording, we talked a lot about keywords, but we didn't get into detail as to what keywords you should use and why. Maybe we can do a post about that. Let's see. Comment below and let me know what you want us to do next. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.